Hello, I'm Melina and today I'm going to talk about the feminine energy. So no matter if you're a man or a female, you both have both energies inside of you. So you have a masculine side towards you and a feminine side. And I talked about it with a friend and we came to the conclusion that what makes the masculine energy is the part of protecting, providing, and also the peaceful part. So with peace, I mean that like the masculine energy naturally brings out a peaceful side of the woman when both of them are together. And for the feminine energy, we came to the conclusion that there's three different words which are softness, self-awareness, and smartness. And what do I mean with this? So with softness, I mean that if you are in your feminine energy, it's usually very soft. Like you don't use swear words, you don't like scream, and you don't like make very big gestures, but you are more calm and you listen very well. And you just give people in the room, no matter if it's males, like no matter if it's men or women, you just give the people in the room the feeling that they can just like sit back, listen to you, feel very calm and relaxed because you're so soft, and that makes other people want to be soft too and just brings out the soft side in them, like in a very natural way. So softness is a very natural thing, I'd say. And if you're in your feminine energy, it just naturally comes with it. Then, what do I mean with smartness? With smartness, I mean that you can that if you're in a situation, you know which situation you are in. And that might sound very easy, but it's not always that easy. So what I mean with it is that you should not always believe everything people say to you, and that has something to do with smartness, because some people are very good at acting and it's easy to believe, especially if you grew up like me in a way where you learn to always trust and always believe because people don't have a reason to lie. So that's how I grew up. So for me, it was very hard to learn that sometimes people just lie because they can. Like, for me, it didn't make sense, but as you grow up, you will realize that some people lie for different reasons that you can't even like comprehend. And that's okay in a way that you just don't have to like spend a lot of time with those people, but you have to find your ways to recognize lies. And what happened to me is that I met a person, that was like a while ago, but I met a person who invented the whole identity. So this man, he invented he made up his age, he made up his job, he made up the place where he lives, he made up his relationship status, and he made up his future plans. So he did all of that, and he had a very good story behind it. Like, he could explain everything in a very good way that you would believe everything he says, because he probably told the story a lot of times to a lot of different women. And I figured out in the end that he did all of that just because he wanted to cheat on his wife. And it's so crazy because it was actually a lot of work to invent a whole personality. He even made up his phone number and used some Google servers, I don't know. But yeah, so what I mean with that is that sometimes situations seem very obvious. It's just like the church. But sometimes situations seem very obvious and you think you can trust a person, but to be honest, you should never completely trust a person in the beginning, even if you want to, even if everything feels good, because sometimes people have a good heart and they don't do all of this, they don't lie and they don't manipulate to hurt you, but they still do it. Like they still lie and they still manipulate, and not everything you think is real is real, and it's hard to accept that. And like even if you hear it, like I don't know, from friends, and I don't know, but sometimes you just have to make this experience and then remember. So that's what I mean with smartness, that you have to like give yourself time also to completely open up, because if you're in your feminine energy, it's very easy to just open up and be soft and just like be you, and that's important. But it's also important to not give everybody your feminine energy, because your feminine energy is also a blessing to this world. Like it makes everything more beautiful, and you can't just give it away like that. And I don't just mean your body, I also mean just like the energy, just the way you are. Don't just give it to everybody and anybody. Not everybody deserves it. So really look into the people you deal with and find out more about them before you completely open up and before you completely fall into your feminine energy. And it's okay to be a little bit in your masculine energy, have your guards up a little bit, like not too much, but give yourself time to completely fall into your feminine energy. Because like I said before, the masculine energy is for protecting too. So especially in the modern world where there's a lot of things happening, a lot of women use their masculine energy a lot, and it's okay. But like I just like want to tell you, have a good balance between them. So don't only use your masculine energy, but give yourself time to completely give your feminine energy to just anybody. And don't do it. Don't just give it to anybody. So that's what I mean with smartness, but you probably know a little bit what I mean. You probably had your own experiences. So just give yourself time to get to know someone. It doesn't always have to be like relationship-wise. I just mean in general, also like with friendships and also in a job situation. Just give yourself time to see and realize which situation you are in, because sometimes it just takes time. And usually in general it takes around like 3 months until you really know a person. So don't give all your energy to somebody too soon. And the last point of feminine energy that I have for you is self-awareness. So what I mean with that, it has a little bit to do with the smartness, and it means that you know who you are. You know who you are, you know what you bring to the table, and you know you're the prize when it comes to dating. But you also know the other person is the prize, so nobody's better than the other one. But you definitely know your price, you know your worth, and you know who you are. It's so important that you know who you are, you know what you like to do, you know what makes you you, you have plans, like you just know what your position in this world is and where you want to be. It's so important to know where you want to be and what you want to do out of this life. Like you don't have to have life figured out completely, but at least have some kind of vision for you, have some kind of goals. Because if you just connect with anyone and you don't know who you are, it's so easy to get lost and to do things you don't even want to do. Because if you don't know yourself, people can easily tell you who you are, but that's not who you are. You have to know who you are in order to like go into the direction that's meant for you, and not into the direction that some people just push you in. Like just know who you are and spend some time with yourself, spend more time with yourself so you really know what's good for you. And then also only spend time with people who are good for you, and you feel good with. You can just be yourself with, you can laugh with, you can be weird with, you can just be you. That's so important. Don't try to be somebody else when it comes to other people. Just be you, and people will love you for that. Because if you're just yourself, then it will make other people want to be just themselves too. And what I also mean with the point self-awareness is that you also know your weakness. You know where you need help with, and you know you know what you're not so good at, and that's okay. Just don't focus on it, but be aware of it. And it's also so important, especially in this world where a lot of women get emancipated, like the point of being independent, wrong. So they think that they have to do everything by themselves. They have to cook, they have to work, they have to be there for the kids, they have to study, like they have to do everything, and it's impossible to do everything just by yourself. So if someone offers you help, just accept it. And that's such a big point of being in your feminine energy too, because a lot of people think, like a lot of women think, that they have to be strong all the time and they have to do all the things by themselves. But a very important point of being in your feminine energy is to accept help, and especially if you accept help from a man, it will be a good balance, because if he offers you help, that's him being protective, that's him being your peace, that's him being providing, and you just let the man be in his masculine energy, and it brings you into your feminine energy if you accept the help, because it will, like, both of you will kind of fulfill your part, and it will make both of you happy. So don't shy away when it comes to accepting help. Just accept help, especially if somebody offers you. And also you should not think it's a problem to ask people for help, because everybody loves to be useful. Like, who wants to be useless? So if you ask somebody for help, most people will be grateful that they can do something for you, especially if they like you, or even strangers. Like, most people will be happy that they are taken serious and that they can help you, because, like, as human beings, we're social, like, we want to help. So just accept help. And yeah, that's my 3 kind of advices that I have for you for being more in your feminine energy. And I think it's easy to work on them in everyday situations. Like, there will be situations every day where you have to be smart and just like read the room, just see what situation you are in. It doesn't always have to be like relationship wise, it's also like just in general, like when you're in a train, like who is in the train, what do you think like those people are doing, just kind of like start to learn how to read people. Like, you don't have to be a psychology master or something, but just learn a little bit how to read people, because it's always important. Then, like, know what you want, like be aware of your weaknesses and your strength, and also like spend time with people who make you happy and who let you be just who you are. And everything that I just said, like, you can think about it. Maybe you also had some situations where you had to use one of those kind of specialties I just talked about. You can comment that in the comment section below if you had any weird or any like special experiences that refer to what I just said. But for now, I'm gonna say bye to you. I'm happy that you listened to my video. There's more to come, and yeah, just thank you for listening. Bye.